me sad.
Well, do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 53, year 2. Today we're going to talk about, I don't know. What are we going to talk about? Give us a call. We'll talk about some things. We'll talk about what's going on in the world. We'll talk about the baseball playoffs. We'll talk about me, what's new. And then we'll talk about my pick of the week. I've lost 3 weeks in a row. Then Mouthpiece is next. Whoa. What's up, people? How's it going? We have 17 days until the national nightmare is over. COVID lockdowns will be over for all around the country, and every kids will be back to school because everything's political, and the political world will come to an end, and the hoax, which is the coronavirus, will be over. And I want to stress when I say the coronavirus hoax, the virus is real. It's just not real deadly. The fake news makes it out to be real deadly.
You are fake news.
Oh, yes, you are. And they keep you worried about going out, scared to go out. But there's really nothing to worry about. And all you have to do is look at let's see, they had a women's march today with 150,000 people. Fake news, not a word. Trump has a rally with 3,000 people every day. Super spreader events. Trump is killing you. He's super spreading events. They got 20,000 people in Texas at the stadium. Today in Georgia, there's going to be 30,000 people. It's a global pandemic. How can we have this kind of people all together? Oh, wait. We can, as long as it's not Trump having a rally. Oh, I see. Thank you, fake news. So that's what's been going on there. I watched the town halls the other day. I recorded them and then watched them. What a bunch of crock of shit. It's supposed to be a fucking town hall. That means the people are supposed to ask the questions. There was 10 people at the Trump town hall that asked Trump a question, and fucking Savannah, whatever her fucking name is, asked Trump 43 questions. 43. She's supposed to be there to moderate a town hall, not ask Trump 43 questions that fits her liberal fucking agenda. Now, you're going back to the other station on Channel 13, George Stephanopoulos. He didn't even bring up the fucking Biden emails that shows his son Hunter paid money for access to Joe Biden. Now, the biggest story of the week isn't just the story. It's the fact that big tech censored the biggest political story of the year because they don't want to hurt their candidate, Joe Biden. Now, I don't care if you hate Trump or love Trump. To see Facebook and Twitter censor negative political speech that they don't like is a true stamp on democracy on this country. I mean, it's the biggest threat in the world in this country. So I don't care what side you're on. Don't say, well, we got to get Trump out, so we can't let any real news come out about the other guy. That's not how the country works. I have been saying for weeks I did not feel Trump was going to win this election. I'm starting to believe he is now. Only because, you saw, if you weren't watching yesterday, Biden's campaign manager said we're not up double digits. It's a much closer than they're telling you. The polls are not accurate, right? And now all these new polls came out today showing Trump within the margin of victory in all these swing states. So the data coming out on early voting also favors Trump. But we'll see what happens. I just want you to know that, yes, I want Trump to win, but if he doesn't win, I really am not going to be bent out of shape, and I'm not going to go crazy, and I'm not going to go with Trump derangement syndrome or Biden derangement syndrome or whatever the fuck. It's just, I just want it to be over so we can get back to life. And people don't believe me, but they won't make it right away. But within 2 weeks after the election is determined. So the election might not be determined for a month after the election. So once it's determined and it all goes to the courts, it might not. Trumpers might win, or Biden might just win outright and we won't have to worry about it. But then the pandemic will be over. You won't hear about it on any of the stations. It'll be here. You won't hear the fear-mongering and the, oh my God, 60,000 new cases in the United States today. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Oh, but like 600 people a day or less are dying in the United States, and 90% of them are over the age of 75. So, but with a recovery rate of 99.9, they have put everybody's life in peril over politics. And it's just the way it is. It is what it is. Going back to the baseball, I was so sure the Dodgers are going to win this NLCS that I came out of retirement and made a significant bet on Kershaw the other day, laid 2-1. They lost 10-2, and the Dodgers have won the next two games. Well, they've won the next one. They're up 3-1 in the eighth, and if they hold on here, they'll go to a game 7 and they'll probably win that, because the only game they lose is when I bet, because that's what it's been my whole life. That's why I don't bet. So, but if the Dodgers face the Astros in a rematch of 2017, that's a big if, you guys are going to either see me in the poorhouse again, or I'm going to win money. Because it's the only way I'm making another bet is if the Dodgers play the Astros in the... here you go, buddy. Here's your little thing. Go ahead. Go get it. Wow, he's crazy. My little catty wants to play. Takes a little cap off my little drink here. Now he's going to pick it up. He's going to bring it all the way back to me. Come on, Gizzo. Bring it back, you fucking dumbass cat. So that's the only way I'm making another bet. They cured me years ago. And then I came out and bet on Kershaw the other day. He, oh, you didn't bring it back, buddy. Where is it? Where is my cap? You're so cute. You know that? Say hi to everyone. Say, oh, stop it. Just say hi to everyone. Show everyone how big you are. They met you and you were like 6 weeks old. Now you're a big boy. You're so big. Look at your tail's bigger than you were. Oh, you're a little ruckus. So, anyways, that's what's going on with that. I've been watching the baseball. I can't believe the Astros have made it to a game 7. But in reality, they've been the better team. I've watched this. I just can't believe what a job Dusty Baker's done. We've bashed on him for years about how he gave away the championship series with Cincinnati against San Francisco in, I think, 2014, how he gave away the World Series with San Francisco against the Angels in 2002. I have bashed him unrelentlessly over the years as a terrible manager. What he's done with the Houston Astros is nothing more than spectacular. I don't even know how to explain it. It's been so incredible. So tonight, I fully expect the Astros, with McCullers going, to win tonight. I mean, they got all the momentum. The other team hasn't hit the ball since Game 3. Well, they really haven't hit the ball all series. I mean, you take away the 2 errors by what's his name, Altuve, and it's a whole different series. So, whatever. It's been fun to watch. Dodgers are 4 outs away from advancing to Game 7. And of course they'll win, because I said they couldn't win the series unless they won Game 4. So that's why I decided to bet them, because I felt the Dodgers were always going to win the series. And they're now 3 outs away from going to a game 7. So that's pretty going to be interesting. I haven't been playing any poker. There's no poker for me to be played. I've been kicked out of every home game there is for winning too much. So I just been playing my home game. If you want to join my home game and you haven't joined my home game, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com. That's mouthpoker@yahoo.com. And if you're listening to the show, you can, if you deposit $200, you get 300 in chips. And mouthpoker@yahoo.com. We have 1-2 no limit, 2-4 no limit, 1-2 PLO, 2-4 PLO, 2-4 Omaha 8 with a kill. So if you're listening to the show and you want to play private online home game with me, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com. So
Keep those screens on, dude.
there's
People want to know what you think about the poke,
the what?
about the Daniel and Doug.
Oh, the Daniel and Doug match. Well, I don't know. I mean, I was talking to Daniel the other day. We're gonna play a little bit of head up for some practice online here in the next few days. Again, I'm sure Doug is much more of a challenge than me. But I played a lot of poker the last 6 months. So we're going to see what happens there. It's good that me and Daniel are getting along good. The politics, we're keeping the craziness of the election away from us, which is good. It's what everybody should do. They shouldn't let the election control their lives. You know, I follow a lot of people on Twitter who I've been good friends with over the years who have become absolutely irrational anti-Trump during this election. And I feel like you know, I've even sent them a tweet saying, don't let politics control you, please, man. I've been there and done that. It's just not fun, you know. You have your opinion, you tell you want, but you can't just go full out nuclear and crazy political one way or the other. It's just so unhealthy.
I got the heebie-jeebies.
And so, you know, so I'm trying to stay my best away from it. They say there's going to be another debate next Thursday. If there is, we will definitely talk about it on Friday next week. We'll do a podcast on Friday next week. I do have a couple of people who want to come on the show and talk politics from the left and the right. I'm deciding whether I really want to go there. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's just so divisive. I mean, we're 17 more days and the divisiveness will be over. And don't say it's Trump causing all the divisiveness. It's bullshit, man. The other side causes just as much. I mean, they lie. I was watching both, like the town hall, right? And they asked Trump questions, and his answers were just deflect. I'm just like, really, motherfucker? I'm like, you can't even answer your own supporters' questions. And then, you know, I put on the other side, and they give softball questions, and his is, I mean, there's nothing to deflect on when you throw him a softball. I mean, anybody can answer it. But Biden. It's just, he lies. I watch these TV ads. Both sides are just, they lie. Every part of them are lies because I know what's going on in the world. I watch these ads. Some of the ads Trump puts out are lies. I watch some of the ads the other side puts out are really big lies. You know, it's just all for political power. So, you know, listen. I know a lot of people watch my show are Trump supporters and they don't want me to say anything bad, but I mean, if you think that Trump's ran a good campaign, then you're just a fucking partisan idiot. Trump's ran a terrible campaign, and if he loses, he has nobody to blame but himself.
Wrong.
So that's just how it is, you know. It's just the way it is. I'm now 2-3 after starting 2-0 on my best picks in the NFL. What's really amazing is 5 weeks in, I am 15-35. No, you got that right. I have picked 10 games on my contest. I am 15-35. You did not hear that wrong. I am 15-35. This is why I don't bet sports anymore. The Dodgers are about ready to be 3 games apiece. I bet them twice in the series. 2 of them were losses. What does that tell you? So I'm going to stay away from betting on the sports. It's not good for me. Unless the Astros place the Dodgers in the World Series, then I just go all in on the Dodgers because I know they want revenge for 2017, and I just don't think the Astros have the pitching. So we'll see. What else is going on in the world? Not much. College football game today, Georgia and Alabama. They got Alabama like a 1-point favorite. I think Georgia wins today. We'll see what happens. What do I know? I really haven't done much. It's been a really tough week for me. I'm not gonna lie. I've struggled mentally tremendously. I don't know why. I'm dealing with my new psychiatrist. We're trying to figure out why I'm going for blood test on Tuesday, trying to figure out what's causing this depression. Besides the fact that I'm home by myself every day, that probably has a lot to do with it, and I never go anywhere. Yeah, I'm having a good day today. Of course, Phil tried to call me and get me all depressed by bringing up, this so-and-so lost this much in this game and this game. And he was like, maybe I'll play. Yeah, the game they kicked me out of. Like, I want to hear about how people are doing a game they kicked me out of because I fucking told the truth and was winning too much.
Are you crazy, Phil?
Yeah. So do I really want to hear that? I asked him today, I said, I'm having such a good day today. I'm like, are you trying to upset me? I'm like, why? Why? You know? So, whatever, it is what it is. So, anyways, there's really not much to talk about this week. I thought there'd be a lot more. There's the basic political bullshit, and then there's the baseball playoffs, and they've been fun to watch, and really not much else. I mean, the Daniel Doug Polk match coming up is November 1st, something like that. That's a lot of people want to know about that. I mean, Doug has played way more hours of head-up hold'em than Daniel ever has, but I know that Daniel's working with people that are very smart, and Daniel knows how to adapt. And if Doug's really 4-5 to 1 favorite, where can I get down on the other side? That's all I'm going to say. There's no way that Doug should be that big a favorite. I'm telling you that right now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know the poker Twitter is. Each person has a phone. I offered them each Doug or Daniel's phone number so they could talk. Instead, they went crazy on Twitter, and them setting the rules on Twitter were so funny. They were talking about cheat sheets, and I'm like, what in the fuck is a cheat sheet? I'm like what you're supposed to hand ranges, or what you're supposed to. It's no wonder why I never went online. I ain't never used no cheat sheet or what hand you're supposed to 3-bet with or whatever. I just pick my spots to 3-bet, and I go with my instincts. I don't even know if that's even real poker, but I guess that's a real poker in 2020. I don't have any of those sheets, and I had a chance to win 2 WSOP events. I cashed 12 out of 24. I wonder if I'd do better if I had cheat sheets. I doubt it. I'd probably do a lot worse. So I'm not bragging or saying I'm better. I'm just saying that all that information and all that studying, it's just not real poker. I mean, poker's about feeling your opponent, using your instincts and your God-given talent to expose what you see as weakness, and not to go over charts. Oh, let me see this chart. I think I'm supposed to 3-bet here. Let me see. Yep. I'm supposed to 3-bet the 8-9 offsuit here. Yep, the chart tells me to. Really? Give me a fucking break. So, I ain't never fucking studied a chart in my life, yet I'm kicked out of every fucking private game there is. I wonder why. Oh, because I win? Oh. I bet the people that are studying charts are
I'm
in that.
good at no limit hold'em.
Yeah. Phil gets so mad. He's like, "You think you're better than me in no limit hold'em, don't you?" I'm like, "No." But when I was crushing March, April, and May, I was playing at a very high level, and I was playing about 1,000 times better than Phil was.
I've lost once.
Because Phil was playing in his private game, his PLO game every day, and so he'd get in the hold'em game, and he just wasn't locked in, and I was locked in, and I was playing better than he was, you know. And he wants to, "Oh, you think you're better than I am?" Well, I mean, if you really want to go out on the limb, do I think I'm better than Phil? When I'm playing well, I am better than Phil.
My ROI is the best ROI in history. I'll say that.
But that's because I work on my game. I work on things. I listen to people. When people tell me I need to work on something, I use it and I work on it. And I try and get better. When I tell Phil he needs to work on this, shut up. Don't tell me anything about No Limit Hold'em. I'm the greatest No Limit Hold'em player in the world. And you trying to teach me No Limit Hold'em is just a joke. Okay, but I'm not trying to teach him. I'm trying to inform him on what other people are doing. We had a conversation the other day. He wanted to hang up on me because he thinks I'm teaching him No Limit Hold'em. Because all I said was, you've now beaten Antonio twice in a head-up match. He is going to dissect the film of both of those matches. He is going to spend hours, and I mean hours, dissecting and looking to pick up on things on Phil. So all I asked Phil was to study the tape and see if he finds any flaws, any mistakes that Antonio could pick up on, because Antonio 100%, when they're playing for 400 grand, will have studied everything that Phil has done, and he went and go crazy on me. I mean, that's not teaching him how to play. I'm telling a friend to study the tape. Hello? It's not like anything serious. Study the tape, you know? Just make sure that you see flaws, that mistakes that Antonio could pick up on, that you don't make those mistakes in match 3. But he didn't want to listen to me. Leave me alone. You know, I told you, do not tell me nothing about No Limit Hold'em. I'm the best. All right. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I love Phil to death, and I hope he wins. But with that attitude, how is he going to win? What are you doing, you stupid fucking kitten? Gizmo!
He ran that way.
Where'd he go?
That way.
He's fucking crazy, man. Man, he's a fucking terrorist. So, like, if one guy's going to be studying the tape, and I promise you, you don't understand, Antonio worships money like more than he worships anything in life. I mean, this guy here, it's like if it's money or death to his family, he'll take money. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm being a little bit facetious there, but I mean, this guy worships fucking money. And if you think he's going to lose to Phil 3 times in a row and have to face the poker world about it, it ain't going to happen. He's going to study those tapes. He's going to look for every single tell that he's going to pick up on Phil. He's going to pick those tapes apart. And if Phil doesn't study them and pick those tapes apart also, Phil will lose. And Phil has told me to shut up. He knows what he's doing. He's the best no limit head up player, blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you, I would not put my money on Phil, because with that attitude, you got one guy who's going to be going to be studying. The other guy is going to, and I mean studying. You don't understand. Antonio cannot lose to Phil 3 times in a row. He will not even stomach the thought of losing 3 times in a row to Phil. And the way they set it up, I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's like, 50 grand and then 100 grand and then 200 grand. I'm like, what do you think? Antonio is one of the best cash game players in the world. Think he ain't going to adjust? You think he's not going to study the tape? So me and Phil got in a big fight because all I asked him to do was study the tape. That's it. And he accused me of trying to teach him no limit hold'em. If he listened to me, see, I listen to him, and he's made me a better person. He's made me a better player. He's done a lot for me. But when I see flaws with Phil, and I call him out to try and tell him about it, he tells me to shut the fuck up. I don't know what I'm talking about. And his ego gets in his way, and that's his biggest problem. He doesn't understand. He's like, he goes, I know you're trying to help me, Mike, but I don't need help. But you do, Phil, because I played with Phil for 2 months, and he was so easy to exploit in the cash game. It was unbelievable, and he'll be easy to exploit third time around if Antonio studies the tape on that. So I hope I'm wrong. I want Phil to win more than you could imagine. He's my close friend, but I can't teach ego. I can't have somebody take an ego out of it. And when I see things that I know can help him, and I just try and to show him these things, and he will not listen to them, well, then it's like talking to a wall, and then he'll just have himself to blame if he loses, and he'll say Antonio's so lucky, or he ran so bad, or whatever. But Phil's ran pretty good those fucking first 2 matches, and Antonio's going to make adjustments, and I just wanted Phil to study the tape to see the mistakes he's made. I don't care if he won. His problem is he's so results oriented. It's his biggest problem, results oriented. So listen, results are important, but in a short term, anybody can win a head-up match. So, anyways, that's my opinion on that one. And let's open up the phone call segments, and let's see what everybody has to say today. What? 70. The phone lines are open. 702-329-0480. Call me, 702-329-0480. Let's talk about baseball, football, whatever you want. All right. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
What's up, Mike? It's Gypsy Frank.
What's up, Gypsy Frank? How you been, man?
Not bad. I'm just fucking setting money on fire to pull all.
Yeah, I set money on fire this week, too. I bet 4,000 to win 2,000
I bet
on
Lakers
Kershaw.
and over into Dodgers.
Yeah, well, I bet.
Don't feel bad.
Well, the Dodgers are probably going to win, and but they found a way.
I'm talking week before last, but whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I bet the Dodgers. I bet Kershaw laid 4,000 to 2,000 2 days ago.
I said week before last. I mean game before last. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so you bet the same one I did when Kershaw went to the mound down 2-1. Yeah. Because I felt they had to win that game. Yeah, I felt they had to win the game, and Kershaw shit the bed again.
I did too, especially with Kershaw, and I'm like, what the fuck,
Yeah, but don't worry. Now they win every game. See, the Dodgers are going to win the series.
Yeah, and I didn't bet it.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Right, I told my bookie to shut off my account. I mean, it's not like I bet a lot. I usually bet like a couple of games a week for like 500. Sometimes 1,000, but
that's why I've been doing $500 straight bets and $300 two-team parlays and shit. I lost $1,800 last week, and I got unstuck. I took the Tennessee Titans money line and over, and I got even. I was stuck like $1,500.
Yeah, betting sports is a losing proposition. Even I know that.
What will you lay me? I will Cash App you or Zelle you, and I will post up and take Phil in this heads-up match. What kind of odds will you be?
You think you want to take Phil in this head-up match?
If you lay me some odds, yes, I would.
I mean, I honestly want Phil to win, so I'm not going to bet against him. But I just know that just know that Antonio is a really good player, and he's going to study those tapes. And when Phil tells me,
I think momentum is a big thing also, though. I think Antonio's going to be pressured. I've been in situations like that before, and it's going to be hard. They're playing for $400K, right? $200K apiece this match. I think Phil's going to play his heart out. Not that I think he has an advantage over Antonio heads up, but I think momentum is a big thing right now. Like, it factors in this evaluation or whatever.
Well, I hope you're right, man. There's nobody who wants Phil to win more than me. I just, all I asked Phil to do was study the tape. Because I know for sure Antonio will dissect every fucking hand in those two matches. He will focus on Phil. He will look for situation, and he will try and pick up on something on Phil. And I played a lot with
Antonio
Phil.
made a lot of big folds against him when he was wrong.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's going to be studying those tapes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think Phil should just probably, in that situation, if you adjust accordingly, he should just open his value range a little bit wider.
Yeah, but the thing is Phil doesn't adjust. Okay, Phil plays a certain style, and he's going to stay with that style. And he's going to tell you, "I know what I'm doing. I'm the best. I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone, Mike." But when I tell him that somebody's going to adjust and they're going to look at the tape. All I ask Phil to do is...
He's not just going to adjust, he's going to adjust accordingly.
Yeah. And if Phil doesn't change and he just plays the same way he did and Antonio recognizes it, he's going to pick up on it.
He can't be that dumb, though, bro. I mean, obviously...
You don't understand. You don't know...
He can't be that dumb.
You don't know Phil. He's so fucking stubborn. Okay? Phil thinks he's the greatest. And when you try and should tell him, like, listen, Phil's a good player, but when he does certain things wrong, okay, and you try and help him as a friend, he doesn't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
You're too good. Phil Hellmuth. Nobody likes constructive. He doesn't take it good to constructive criticism.
Yeah, and that's his whole problem, because if he did, Phil really reads really well. And if Phil would adapt, like, I have put in so much of today's poker into my game, where Phil just hasn't. Still, that's why...
In the long run, if they played a race to 10, I don't think he has a shot to get past 3, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, I'm past 5.
Neither do I.
The reason being is just because he doesn't... in that format, how many blinds are they playing deep?
Yeah, I'm really not quite sure. They're playing it like tournament format, right?
He doesn't open his button nowhere near enough. He doesn't rebet accordingly like you're supposed to balance out.
Exactly.
I just think he does so many things horrible.
He does. But see, he makes up for it in other ways that the kids don't see. And I know what those ways are.
Said, how about we do a $200 friendly sweat bet?
I don't want to bet 1/4 against Phil. I want him to win more than...
Well, how about Daniel? Do you want Daniel to win? Because I will take Doug. Tell me what you think a fair line is. And like I said, I'll post.
I heard it's like you could get like 4 or 5 to 1. I will take fucking 5 to 1 on Daniel all day long. Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. To be honest
think that's
with you.
absolutely
Doug,
ridiculous.
Do you remember when I called you first when the match was announced? I told you I would lay you 3 to 1.
Yeah.
And you said I'm crazy. Now they're saying 5 to 1. I don't think he's that big of a dog.
Dude,
but
he's not.
He's a 3.
There's no way that Daniel is
dog.
5 to 1 dog. Okay.
No.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, he's probably not even a dog. I mean, Daniel's got the best in the world.
That's
fucking
an overstatement.
Daniel's
I know he has some good coaches.
Yeah, he's got good coaches, and his instincts are great. You know what I mean? I don't believe Doug has got good instincts. Doug's more of a math player.
Coaching him?
Yes, I do.
Like Connor Drennan, or like who's really good
no, I don't want to
Connor's
name it.
like the best satellite player in the world. So
I mean, I know who's coaching him, and the people that are coaching him are very, very good. So that's there's a difference. Okay, you have one person who has a big match coming up that's working hard, studying, going over tapes, going over film, going over lots of matches that Doug's played. That he's that he's put out on when he used to stream or whatever, and and then they're going to have some of the best players in the world playing Daniel and putting in hours to get him ready. And that's the difference where I get mad at Phil is when it's not that I don't think Phil can beat Antonio. It's the fact that Phil Antonio, he hates to lose, and he will. The thought of him losing 3 in a row to Phil will just literally.
I just think he's gonna have his nose open in this third match, man. I don't know him personally. Obviously,
listen,
I just think
I want you to know this.
It's gonna be scary to pull that trigger, man.
I want fucking Phil to win so bad you don't even know. So, it's. I just want Phil to win because I know what type of person. I mean, I know Antonio. We get along fine, but Antonio is he worships money more than Phil worships money, and I want to see him lose. So
all right, I will lay 6-5 and take Phil.
You're not getting Phil against me because I want Phil to win. You couldn't.
All right.
You don't understand. I'm not gonna. That'd be like me. That'd be like you telling me I have to root against my Dodgers. I'm not gonna ever bet against my Dodgers. I'm gonna bet on them, or I'm just not gonna bet. Phil's one of my closest friends. I don't want to see him lose. I bet if I do bet against Phil, he'll guarantee him a win. So I should tell him that. I should tell him I'm betting 200 against you, Phil, because I never pick a winner.
Right.
That would be the only reason why I would do it, just for fucking first watch Phil win. So, but
dude,
we'll
I
see.
thought about laying some pretty good money on this election too, man. Not to get political, but I seen it. It was like Trump was 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 dog, and I think that's inflated. It's full of shit.
It is inflated.
In my eyes, his favorite.
It is inflated.
But
it
then
is
fucking
full of
Matt
shit.
Glanson goes and says my poker friends don't bet any more money on Trump. It's over.
Yeah, he's got me convinced too.
For real.
I mean,
the only thing that's scary is with the ballot, 72 hours later and shit, man.
That's not going to happen. Okay, that's why they're got to confirm Amy Coney Barrett before the election. Then all those 72. Well, it already got overturned in Wisconsin, or was it Michigan yesterday? One of them got overturned, and now the ballots have to be in on time. I think it's Michigan. That was yesterday.
Okay, sweet.
There's still two others. Now, if those two others are going to get overturned by the Supreme Court before the election, okay? If they're not, that's what I'm worried about too. I do believe why else are they pushing for that? There's never in the history of our country a ballot cannot come in after 8 p.m. after Election Day unless it's military. Okay, but they're pushing for it.
Exactly.
They're pushing for it because if they're losing, they're going to stuff those fucking boxes in those swing states.
Shit.
No shit.
You reckon so?
And anybody that tells me different, yes, the Dodgers just won. Of course they won. They won every game that I fucking didn't bet on them. They're the motherfuckers.
I got a
hate
question.
them.
Are you still? Oh damn, that sucks. What is what it is? At least they won.
Yeah.
Are you still scared of COVID? Or are you going out to eat? I'm coming to Vegas. On
No,
the 30th.
I'm not scared of COVID. I go out. To
I
eat.
got a reservation at Maestro's on the 30th. If you guys want to go out to dinner, I'll buy you and your girlfriend dinner.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up on the show or hit me up on my direct message or something. Oh, we have his number?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll message. I think I follow you on Twitter. I'll message you. If you got my number, just text me or whatever. I got a reservation for 9 o'clock. If y'all want to come, I'll take y'all out to eat. It'll be fun.
All right, Frank. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, be
Take
good,
care,
man. Take care, computer. Be good.
You got it, my man.
Good luck.
Take care. Later.
Peace.
No, 2-1 is crap. Matt Lance is the only one that's keeping me from betting big. I'm watching all these polls get closer and closer. Who knows? I really don't care though. I'm not really vested.
Hello.
Yo, welcome to Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Hey, how are you? I'm calling you from North Dakota.
North Dakota. Good place, man. I was thinking about moving up that area. Is it cold up there during the winter?
It gets cold in the winter, but it keeps the riffraff out.
Yeah, no shit, man. It's like you keep all the fucking you keep all the liberals out, is what you're trying to say, right?
That's right, man.
You keep all the crazy people out.
I got two things. I got two things to ask you, man. One is I like playing on your poker site. I appreciate that site.
Thanks, man.
Smaller, but it seems to be pretty fair.
Yeah.
And the other is, when's that new book coming out?
The new book coming out will be after the first of the year. I wanted it to be out by the election. Unfortunately, I've been dealing with some personal issues that I'm working on, so it'll be out after the first of the year for sure. But yeah, it's I'm working on the. Right now, I had a little bit of a letdown with the site because some imbecile that lost $1,800 decided he was going to report me to PayPal to try and get his money back, and I won the case against it, but PayPal kind of shut down my PayPal because which is ridiculous. So I transfer with all my money. I do so much transferring because I play in a lot of big games online and stuff, and so I'm working on dealing with this new bank called Lexicon Bank. It's owned by the head CEO of it is actually Russell Rosenblum. He's a professional poker player, and they're very poker player friendly. So that'll be where I'm going next. But we'll see what happens. If the room's been good, but it's been a little slow the last couple of weeks, and it's not like I'm not really making any money off of it. I'm making very little. I'm doing it more for my fans.
Yeah.
If it becomes too much of a stress, I just we'll get rid of it. But I'm gonna try my best to keep it going, and we'll see what happens. So.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and the 2, 4 no limit. It's fun room. They're fun rooms. I got to give you credit for that.
Yeah, we have a good time, and that's what when people come in trying to make money and aren't friendly, I just kick them out. I'm not trying to put a room together where everybody's losing a lot of money and winning a lot of money. And unfortunately, that happened for a couple of weeks as people started playing the 2-4 PLO. And 2-4 PLO, $400 buy-in, it's easy to lose 5 buy-ins. It just is. It's just, you don't even have to be, you could be a great player and lose $2,000. I had lost like 6 straight, and then I won like 8 straight. It's just a big game, and it's probably too big for our room. I don't want to see people losing that kind of money. I want to keep it a fun room. So, we'll see what happens. I'm doing a little bit of a reset this week. I'm going to start streaming tomorrow, and we're going to build the room back up, and hopefully, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And if it becomes too much of a distraction or it's just not working out, it just we'll do what's best for me and for everybody else. So, we'll see. But I appreciate.
I cashed out a few bucks on PayPal, and I haven't come in after that. And then I saw you were having some issues, so I haven't been on since PayPal went down. But I look forward to get back on there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man, and thanks a lot. And tell all your friends, come join, come play. And I play 2 hours a day usually, 1, 2, 2, 4, where there's no limit or PLO, and I try and do the best I can with my fans and everything. So I appreciate the call, and
well, come on up. You bet. Come on up here to North Dakota. You got a place to stay.
I've been looking up there, North Dakota, South Dakota, deciding if I wanted to move up there or leave the country. I'm really miserable living in Las Vegas. I'm not gonna lie. It's I'm actually, and I tell people this. I'm so upset with our country and how the political divide, how the media divides everybody to get people out to vote. And I watch how they tear people apart. And I just don't know if I want to live in a country like this, that they cause racial division for political gain. They cause all kinds of all the hardship. People are struggling during COVID, and they won't give the relief bill. I mean, the Trump offered 1.8 trillion, not billion, trillion, and Nancy turned it down because she doesn't want to give him a win before the election. And it's just, just for her turning down 1.8 trillion, they should vote for Trump. I mean that too. I mean, it's just like, what do they want? What? Oh, I mean, you're talking about because he doesn't want to give the 400 billion to bail out California and New York, who are the worst run states in the country. So that's what it all comes down to. So, But they just don't care about the people. They just don't. They say they care about the people, but they don't. And I just don't know if I want to live in a country like this. I mean, I'm sure other countries.
You want to live in America, man, without a doubt. But you come on up and take a look at North Dakota. Put a ball cap on. Go incognito. You're gonna see a good state.
No, I heard it's pretty nice up there, man. You know, I've been there.
Absolutely.
I haven't been up there since I was 15, but I was up there. When I was 15, my parents sent me on a trip around the United States, and we went through North Dakota, South Dakota, and then we went through the Grand Tetons, Yellowstone National Park on the way back down. It was pretty cool. It was a fun thing. But I've always, I always enjoyed it up there. You know, I'm the type of person I don't like the cold weather, but I don't really go out that much, so it's not really a big deal to me anyway. So.
Nah.
And I know I was just looking at I was looking at houses. I mean, I could literally buy a like 3,000 square foot house on a fucking lake with 3.5 acres for like $550,000. Like literally.
Oh yeah.
That was in South Dakota.
Yeah.
I was looking. Yeah. You know, and it's like, why do I need to live in a big city? You know. So, yeah, I've been thinking about it. Don't worry.
Everything's online, man.
All right, my man. Thanks for calling.
Well, I appreciate the call. Have a good one.
Take care. Peace.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are going to a Game 7. Walker Buehler threw a gem today. Another gem. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Boxing, football.
Hello.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Hey, Mike. How you doing? Matt from Pennsylvania.
Matt from Pennsylvania. What's going on, my man?
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I am more confident than ever before to win this election. He's ahead already in Michigan at the latest poll, and the senator guy, this guy running for Senate on the Republican side, is ahead of the incumbent Democrat in Michigan. I think he's going to win Michigan, Pennsylvania, and it's a lock. It's all over.
I think so. I'm starting to think so too. I mean, they've had these fake polls out forever, and now we're 2 weeks before the election, and lo and behold, the fucking polls are all completely different than they were 3 days ago. I mean,
what? It was the same thing 4 years ago, and every poll got it wrong except for the tag. I think it's called Tagafar or however you say poll. That's the only one that had Trump winning, and they're the ones. I go by that poll because the rest of them are fake news. I don't believe anything CNN polls say or NBC. They're all lies and propaganda.
Oh, of course they are. Of course they are. Listen, you live in Pennsylvania. I have friends that live in Pennsylvania, and they said, I don't know how Biden can win. There's not a Biden-Harris sign anywhere. He says it's 99.9.
It's like 4-1 Trump signs. You might have one Biden-Harris, and you see 4 Trump signs in a row. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And you know what the thing I tell people all the time, right? If Trump is this evil monster that the mainstream media turns him out to be, why is the election so close? Shouldn't he just lose?
You know what?
Because people are...
I'll tell you why. Because it's a bunch of crap. Because number one, all this time, the poor man, I give some credit, because if I was a billionaire, I would have just said, screw this, and went back to my billionaire life doing whatever the fuck I want. But he's like, they were saying all this stuff about him, saying his family was this, that, and the other, Russia. And it turns out that Joe Biden's son got $3 million from the wife for the mayor of Moscow. Now, if that was Don Trump Jr., it'd be all over the news. But because it's fighting something, nobody talks about it. It's ridiculous.
And then they use it. And then when you turn on the fake news media, they're like, oh, it's all Russia disinformation. Oh, it's just all lies and propaganda before the election. But you go and you look it up, it's all true.
They're a bunch of liberal tards.
Right, but it's all true.
And the only thing, and I'll tell you what, the only thing they talk about all the time, and I stopped watching CNN because I want to smash my TV with my fist. I can't even.
I watched Cuomo last night.
Whenever you put on that channel, the only thing they talk about is coronavirus this, coronavirus that, because they think it hurts Trump if they keep talking about it.
That's it. That's all they talk. They don't want to uplift the country. When he says what we're rounding the bend and it's coming to a close soon, it won't be too much longer, he's telling the truth. The vaccines are going to be out in December, maybe even by election day, okay? And what they want to sit there and just corona, fear, because it hurts Trump. They don't care about...
And not only that, and you know what? Not only that, but, you know, you look at everything Trump. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible because I love Trump. There's not one thing. I'm one of these diehard. There's nothing he's ever said or done that I disagree with.
I know.
But that being said, I have to say, you know, if you look at what he's done in the last 3 years, I mean, he has done a lot of great things. Whether it's you know, and even for the African Americans, he's given money to historically black colleges. He's given criminal justice reform, something that Obama never did, and he was a black president. And not only that, but he's given people more money in my paycheck from the tax break.
Listen,
and I get a bigger tax refund because of that also.
This is all you need.
Are you the greatest?
This is all you need to know, okay? Ice Cube, who for the last 3.5 years has said nothing but terrible things about Trump. He even wrote a fucking song to put him in prison, right? That's how much he hated him. Now is working with the Trump campaign and has fucking come to the light about how evil the Democrats are. Okay? He brought
Joe Biden years ago said what he actually called them I forget what he said. He said something really racist years ago.
Everything he says is racist about Black America. I mean, Trump has never said one racist thing about Black America. Biden said 100 different racist things about Black America. But the point is he had this thing 2 months ago. He came on Tucker. He's like, I don't care if Trump's gone, blah, blah, blah. I want a contract with Black America, CWBA, contract with Black America, what you're going to do, right? He went to the Democrats. They said, we're interested. We're not doing anything till after the election. He went to the Trump campaign. He says they're interested. What can we do for Black America? And he pledged $500 billion to Black America. And he signed a contract with guys. And so now they're calling him a sellout. He's a sellout because he wants to make things better for Black America. And the Republicans and Trump's willing to do it, but the other side isn't. Give me a fucking break.
Well, you know what? I honestly feel bad for a lot of these people, especially these minorities who are voting for Biden, just because they don't know any better, because they just listen to what all the mainstream news people and all these quote unquote liberal black leaders say, and they think, oh yeah, we gotta vote against Trump. He must be evil. He must be a racist. Yeah. Whereas if they actually are smart enough to look at the policies that are in place, he's done more for them than any president in the history of America, than Abraham Lincoln, who freed the slaves.
No, I agree. And listen, people's problem with Trump is he has major personality flaws. Okay, that you have to admit. And if you don't admit it,
I'm like I said, there's nothing he could say or do that's wrong.
But he does.
In my eyes.
He does have major personality flaws, and the way he answers questions is so unpolitically correct, which most of us like about him. But sometimes, let's put it this way: I watched the town hall the other night. He deflect, just like all politicians do, you know. And listen, I honestly, I want Trump to win, of course. But I mean, if he loses,
it's a lot. I wouldn't even worry about it. I think it's a lot.
My girlfriend.
When they have these polls out here, when they have these polls that show Biden up by 5, 6, 10, 15%. First of all, who are they polling? Because it makes absolutely no sense to me unless they're polling only people from New York, California, or West Coast. No offense. Arizona. Trump is closing the gap right now, and McSally is actually closing the gap, which is a shocker.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I really felt that Arizona would turn blue because I think they've put too many of the illegals have come to Arizona.
Well, Mike, you know what? They just came out with I can't think of the word, but It just came out with the voter registration as of a couple weeks ago, and there were more newly registered Republicans than
70%
Democrats
more
in Arizona.
70% in Florida and Arizona and Pennsylvania. So, it's
Exactly.
pretty big. And the internal polling, from what I heard on early voting, where they expected the Democrats to be like 40-50% higher, it's only like 30% higher, which shows, and they know that everybody who's voting for Trump is not mailing it in. They're all going to be 90% of them are voting on election day. They don't trust the fake news. They don't want to give polling to the Democrats. Like, I don't know one person who's ever answered a poll that's voting for Trump that said they're voting for Trump, because they just don't answer.
Something funny? My old man, who I know is voting for Trump, told me the other day that they called him and he lied and said, "Oh yeah, I'm voting for Biden," when he's actually definitely not voting for Biden.
Every time they call me, I tell them I'm voting for Biden or I'm undecided. I don't tell them. I won't give them shit. Okay, and here's the thing: is the silent majority was really big in 2016, because if you told people you like Trump, people would attack you on Twitter. Now, if you tell them you like Trump, you could end up dead. So you're going to lose your job. People are losing their job if they say they vote for Trump. So now
you just gotta sneak into that poll booth. Don't even wear a Trump hat. Just go in the poll booth.
That's it.
Click Trump and walk out. And
make sure when you click Trump, it doesn't print out Biden. That's all.
Literally at this point, like, the only thing I'm worried about at this point is if they somehow have fake ballots or they add up ballots that are not real. Like in Michigan, they say like Michigan's governor and the attorney general have to verify the.
How could anybody in Michigan vote?
I don't trust them.
How could anybody in Michigan vote for fucking Biden after what Gretchen Whitmer has done with lockdowns in that state? She has done that. She's the ultimate communist. The ultimate.
And not only that, but she said, or Biden said, if he's elected, there's going to be a national mask mandate where no matter where you're at, if you're taking a dump in your house, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. They tried that in 1920 and they had it overturned.
What is this, Russia? What the heck? What are we, crazy?
I know.
And the problem is, too, and you know this and I know this, is, Biden is mentally retarded, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is, you're not going to win. But
if he was to win, she's going to be president. I cannot afford her being president. She's the worst of the worst. She's the absolute worst human being.
She's the most liberal left senator in the Senate.
And she's awful. She's
for,
just a fake, awful
She's for getting rid of airplanes and getting rid of cows like the Green New Deal wants. I mean, these people are sick.
They're crazy, dude. They're crazy, man. But just remember, it's a lot of political. You got to look through the political noise. A lot of political noise.
Two quick points before I gotta go, but I want to get 2 quick points in before I go. First, I'd like to see you stream see you play an online poker game stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming tomorrow.
Get one.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to get in was I think it would be hilarious if you called Phil on the live stream here and see what he has to say.
Yeah, I asked Phil to come on today, talk about his match. He's like, "I'll come on Wednesday after the match is over. He'll come on next week." So, Oh, you can do. You can always roll the dice and give Daniel a call. Daniel will be on before his match with Doug. That's for sure. We've already
Doug Polk, who no one even knows. Like, he disappeared, and all of a sudden he wanted to be. Did they actually get that settled? Or they actually got ready to go now? Or
I honestly don't understand what Daniel is getting out of playing Doug Polk. Okay, I don't understand.
The only thing I could think of is he already made the promise, and he doesn't want to break a promise. But
I thought they were going to play. I thought they were going to play on GG Poker. And then GG Poker was going to put up the money, and then GG Poker was going to sponsor it to help promote the GG Poker site. But to play on WSOP.com, and they're both putting $1 million on WSOP.com, to me, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it just makes no sense to me, Like, why? You know? I mean, I don't understand it.
They should follow the exact format that Phil and Antonio are doing. Just
well,
do
that's
exactly
what I
they're
said.
Doing.
That's what I said. But see, Doug can't play fucking live. Doug is a online player. You know, I don't even know how he ever won that 100K. I played with him live twice. I thought he was terrible both times. So, you know, but
I'll tell you what. I don't care what anybody says. Real poker players play live. Period.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's why I always win playing live, and I never win online. Now, I did do well during COVID because I got into a pretty good zone, and I was playing one game with the same people every day, and I picked up a lot of things on people, and so that's where more my success came from, and that's where success from Daniel will come from. He'll pick up on things that Doug does, and that's what Daniel's good at. So we'll see what happens there, but. Anyways,
I'll tell you what though. I hope next year the World Series of Poker is back live, playing live, like on TV and everything.
Well, everything's going to be back. Fucking 2 weeks after the election results are over. I mean, come on.
I mean, the poker, the casino near where I live, Mohegan Sun, Pocono Downs. They just finally opened the poker room back up. People are going to play live.
They're not. If the pandemic was what they're telling you it is, you'd think they would allow all these places to open. Give me a break. The pandemic is all fucking political, man.
It's hilarious because it's like they have bulletproof glass around the table, like there's plexiglass every seat.
Whatever. I mean, whatever. I mean, they'll have the pandemic will be over probably. It'll probably be over by February, you know, and that'll be it. You know, all the fear mongering.
Mike, I'm looking forward to your live stream with when you're actually playing. I like to watch you play online, and hopefully you can win a couple bucks.
Yeah, I'll be on then tomorrow. So you'll see. I'm going to be doing that, trying to promote my room, and we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate the call, and I hope to God you're right on Trump. I think you're right. I'm starting to believe you are, but we'll see what happens.
I'm more confident now than I was a month ago. I'll tell you that.
Me too. I was not very confident.
From 2020, Mike. Have a good night.
You got it, man. Take care. Thanks for calling. We got any more calls, my man?
We got 2 more as of right now.
All right, let's go.
Yo.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. How are you doing?
Good, man. What are you up to?
Freezing my dick off here in Chicago.
Oh, it's cold out there, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to say I'm a big fan of yours.
Thanks, buddy.
For the longest time. And what do you think about that? The Phil and Antonio heads-up match. That's what I wanted to ask you.
We've been talking about it. I mean, honestly, I think Antonio is a really good cash game player. I think he lost 2 matches, and I think he's going to be very prepared for match 3. And I told Phil I just want to make sure he studies the tape and make sure he sees the mistakes that he made. And Phil tells me to shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. And when you have an attitude of I'm the greatest and shut up and I know what I'm doing, and you don't want to, study the tape. I mean, I worry that Phil might lose. I'm hoping that he doesn't, but I know egos will break you, cards will make you, man. Whoops, we lost him. Anyways, yeah. So I know that Phil's ego will take him down. So hopefully he'll get it together and play well. Welcome to the Mouthpiece, is Mike.
What up? Is this like more of like a political segment you guys are having right now?
No, there's just not much
open discussion.
We're just having an open discussion. We're talking about sports. We're talking about poker. We're talking about politics. We're talking about whatever you want to talk about, my man. What do you want to talk about?
Right on. Okay. Well, I just asked. Well, I'm just like, I'm like 22, and I quit my job when I was like 19, and I just started pursuing online.
Yep.
And then like just like didn't go so great. Like it went really well for like 2 years, and then just like got a girlfriend.
There you go.
And, like,
There's your first downfall
spending
right there.
More money. Yeah. But then, like, I don't know, it just kind of opened
Don't you
up
know?
my
Didn't you
eyes.
ever watch Rounders? Women are the rake, man.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, like, I don't know, I really love her and
Well, that's
enjoy
good,
her
man.
time
Listen,
and stuff.
that's way more important than money or fucking poker or
Right.
anything. Trust me, I appreciate
Right.
that, man. I'm really happy for you. It's good to hear, man.
Well, thanks a lot. And I just, like, had, like, when you were younger, like, I don't know your whole life story.
Right.
Maybe I can find it on YouTube somewhere. But when you were younger,
Go read my
and
book,
you
Check
started,
Raising
like,
the Devil. Go read my book, Check Raising the
Okay.
Devil. You'll get my whole
right on.
my whole poker story.
It's like right. And yeah, I definitely will. And I was just like wondering, like when you were younger, like did you have, or even like when you were like older, like maybe 30 or 40, did you have any regrets? Like, I kind of wish I didn't go to this poker route. I wish I
These are the regrets I have. Okay, and I'm being honest. The regrets I have is when I made a lot of money. They asked me what I wanted to do with all the money I made playing poker, and I said, "Well, what do you mean? What am I going to do? I'm going to play higher. What do you think I'm going to do?"
Yeah.
And I wish I would have just invested money and put myself in a position where I had my money working for me, and then when I ran bad and fucked up or blew $1 million in sports or whatever I fucking did, I still had income. Because what happens is when things go bad and you know you're a good player and you're like, if things go bad, I'll be able to borrow money from this guy, this guy, and they'll be there for you. Nobody's going to be there for you. Nobody's your friend in poker. So just remember that. So the next time you get back on your feet and you're doing well, take 20, 30% of what you have and put it where you can't touch it, where you invested in the market, invested in places where, and these are the mistakes I made. Okay. So when I had my injury in 2014, all of a sudden nobody was there for me and I couldn't work. And my bills were like $25,000 a month. And when you go for a year and a half at that many bills, you know, and you don't have any income, you know, things start going bad. And then I started pressing, forcing myself to play when I was in pain. That never worked out well. So, you know, it took me from, I mean, I didn't get on my feet till 2020. It's been the best year of my life since 2013. You know, so as bad as the year has been for everyone else, it's been good for me. I've been able to pay off 90% of my debts. And I'm doing well, and all I'm right now is I put some money that I made where I can't touch it into the market and with a friend, and then I just keep right now trying to pay everybody. I don't owe that much money. I think I owe like maybe $180,000 more. That's all the way down from close to 600. So. You know, I'm trying to do the right things, and yeah, that's my best advice to you is when you get back on your feet, and if you're a good player, you will. Don't tell yourself, don't think you're better than everybody else, because even if you are, you're not that much better than anybody else. I tell people that all the time. The best player in the world is only like, I like to put my finger like an inch away apart than the guy that's a really good player. So and the difference will only show over 5-10 year time, you know, over a 10-year period. So it's very important. You know, egos will break you, cards will make you. Stay humble and stay focused. And when you get and it's important to learn other games too, you know, because the No Limit Hold'em, you know, there's a lot of good No Limit Hold'em players, you know, so it's important to learn other games. Be good at mixed games, be good at PLO, be good at all the games. So if the no limit game sucks and you look over and there's 100, 200 or 80, 160 mixed game going, or 2-400 mixed or big mixed game, depends how big you want to play, you know, there's going to be fish over there, you know what I mean? Or there's the 10-20 PLO, or no limit sucks, but there's a 10-20 PLO right down the street with 4 fish in there. You got to make sure you know how to play all the games. So my advice to you is work hard, try and learn other games, and then you know, get yourself on your feet. And if you start doing well, put away some money. That's the biggest mistake I made. I
think that was a great piece of advice to hear. Once I get a roll going again,
and you will.
I can't touch.
You will. But the thing is you need to. You don't see when you lose confidence. Poker's about confidence. When you have confidence, you crush. That's why the guy made a good point. About the Phil match coming up. He's like, well, Phil's got confidence right now, and Antonio's kind of reeling, but. Poker's about confidence. When you're playing well and you're winning, you're able to pull the trigger. You're able to make those moves, and you're right. When you're losing, every time you try and make that move or pull that trigger, you feel like you're going to do it, and the guy's going to call you, and then you back out. So it's very important to when you're running good, and I tell people all the time, when you're running good and playing good, stay, maybe even play higher. When you're running bad and playing not so good, get up, take a few days off, because the game's going to be there the next day. That's another one of the biggest problems I used to have is I used to hate losing so much. I used to play 24, 48, 72 hours straight. I just couldn't stand losing, but you got to take losses. That's, the best players in the world will stay when they're winning and leave when they're losing, not stay when they're losing, and hit and run when they're winning. The people who hit and run, they can't win, because as soon as they're losing, they go off for everything they want. It might take 6 months, it might take a year. They might hit and run and be successful for 6 months or a year. All of a sudden, a year or two down the road, all of a sudden they start losing, and they start playing for 2-3 days, and they lose everything. So that's my advice. If you're running good, playing good, stay. If the game's good. If you're running bad, playing bad, or the game sucks, get up, go spend time with your girl, and come back another day. So,
right on. That was some good advice.
Yeah.
And then just like when you were I'm kind of just like I'm at the point where I'm just like really deciding if I just really got to go all in on poker, or go back to college. Or,
you want my advice? I'll give you advice.
Yeah.
Go back to college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Go back to college and play poker for fun on the side, for extra income, because there's just too many good players in the world, and unless you get into private games, they're just poker's too hard. And I know, because I finally got in private games during COVID, and now they kicked me out of all of them because I won too much, and that's what poker's become. But in the old days, you just went to the casino. There was no private games. Everybody played in the casino, and the fish showed up, and everybody chopped out against the fish, But now it's tough, So I honestly think, I'm glad you asked me that, because I think you should go to college. I think you should get yourself where you're making good income. Because let me tell you something: the ups and downs of poker are very strenuous on relationships, and women don't like to be in relationships with people that they're depressed one day, happy the next, depressed one. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's just not healthy. So if you go back to school and you work hard and you get yourself a job where you're making good money, and then you want to play on weekends, and dedicate your time to playing on weekends, you'll pick up an extra $100,000 a year, But the thing is, and your woman will appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? She won't see the depression of you having to have to win to pay bills. You don't want. It's a miserable lifestyle. There's very few people that have been successful like me. I'm very lucky that I have a natural instinct for poker, and I'm able to win whenever I want to win. But if I had to choose over, like right now, I'm trying to invest money in the market. I'm trying to invest money where I could get money working for me. I'm 52 years old. I shouldn't be in this spot. I've made millions and millions and millions playing poker, and I dusted it all betting sports and and just doing stupid shit. But I never lost money in poker. So, but I'm very lucky and I'm fortunate. But I tell people all the time, make poker fun. Don't make poker your life, because
totally.
I'm being honest with you, man. It's this, the lifestyle it's not meant for everybody, and it's very, when the losses the depression of the losses start to outweigh the happiness of winning, that's when it just becomes it's just not fun. So,
No, not at all.
So if you keep
that's just, and my girlfriend sees that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Yeah, just like with my girlfriend, like she knows like just like the ups and downs of it, and she's real cool with it.
Right.
But I mean, like, what the fuck am I? And these games, like online's getting tougher than shit.
Dude, online's beyond tough now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, and yeah, if you don't get in these private home games, you're just screwed. And like I said, I was very fortunate. I made a lot of money in a home game, in private games this year, and I'm able to take that money, pay people back, and able to invest it, and hopefully I'll be able to make some money where I won't have to worry about shit the rest of my life, because I struggled for 3 straight years and nobody was there for me, and nobody's going to be there for you. So yeah, I mean. Women want stability too. They want, when they're looking for a family, they don't want to know whether you had a losing poker session, if you're going to be able to pay the bills or not, and it's probably the reason why I'm not married, so I'm trying to become a better person, trying to work on those things, and trying to, I was young. I didn't listen to anybody. I mean, it's hard. I don't know if you'll listen to me, but people when I was your age were telling me what I'm telling you, and of course I didn't listen, because you got to learn on your own, But I wish I would have. And it wasn't because poker. I did great in poker. I was better than everybody in poker. It's the fact that I thought I was so much better than everybody that I could just blow millions of dollars betting sports, and I'll just win it back playing poker. And then when people got good at poker, it wasn't. But in the old days, it was easy to pick up $1 million playing poker. Now it's picking up a couple hundred. You got to grind, man. You got to work hard.
Yeah, totally.
It's hard. So yeah.
So do you ever like look back at those days? Like you said, you're not married, and like, do you ever look back at those days and just be like, I just actually wish I didn't choose this poker path? I've been like almost depressed at points.
No,
in my
because
life.
I don't look at
I went
that.
to college.
No, I don't look at that, because I really didn't really have much direction, and poker really saved me. And I don't know if I could have ever done anything else. But I will say that I do look back at poker and the mistakes I've made,
right,
and not listening to people. When people like Phil Hellmuth was busy investing all his money in the markets, and Daniel was investing all his money, and all these people that I grew up with were investing all their money, I was busy betting sports and thinking I was better than everybody else and just could make unlimited money in poker. And those are the mistakes I've made, And so now it's I'm going to pay everybody back. I don't owe much anymore, but what I'm just going to get that done. And right now I'm looking at trying to make money outside of poker. I'm trying to make poker. It's hard for me with my injury to play full time. I enjoy playing at the World Series, and that's about it. So the advice I gave you is pretty much what I'm doing right now, and that's trying to play poker a couple times a week, and kind of work on making money, whether it be in the stock market or other investments, and trying to put myself in a position to where 8 years from now I got a couple million put away and don't owe anybody any money, which I think I'll have that done in a couple of years. But if it's but I'm in no rush. The old Mike would want to do it in a couple of years, and the new Mike, if I have a couple million by the time in 8 years from now and don't owe anybody, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. So I really think you should consider going back to school and playing poker for fun and making money for on the side, because doing it full time is I'm telling you right now, it's hard. It's hard. Now I'm not saying you don't have the talent. I'm not saying you don't have the talent to do it. You might, okay, but it's hard. Okay, it just is. And if you don't have connections in the home games, it's even harder. So, that's the best advice I could give you.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, I could tell. Like after I quit my job, and I was just like washing dishes somewhere, or at Whole Foods.
You're still
like,
so young.
They paid nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could just tell, like literally probably 2-3 months in after quitting, I was like, oh my God, this is not as enjoyable. And like I used to come home from work and just play until I went to work the next day.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because when I started playing for a living, I was like, oh, I guess this is not meant for me. Like, when you went for your first like couple years, like, or even first year going pro, did you like, or maybe you've just been grinding forever?
I mean, the first time when I went pro in November 1996, I went down to a place called Crystal Park. Back then, it was all limit hold'em. I was one of the best limit hold'em players in the world. And then I was playing 2040 here at the Mirage, and I went down there and played 40-80 and 81-60. In the first 3 weeks, I struggled to adjust to how aggressive that bigger games were. And then once I adjusted, I just demolished it. And then I just won every day. It wasn't even fun to me anymore. So then I learned other games because I needed another challenge. And then Doyle told me, he's like, Mike, you're not playing high enough. You got to play high enough to where if you lose, you feel it. And, of course, I looked up to Doyle, so I listened to him. Kind of one of the bigger mistakes I made, or could say a good thing I made, because, then I ended up losing all my money playing 400, 800. And but then I got it all back, and I'm one of the best mixed game players in the world. But, I mean, he was right. You don't – if you can't get a thrill out of losing or winning, you're not playing high enough. So, but now I'm playing a lot smaller, and I get just as big a thrill. I pick up 1,000 here, a couple. 1,000 a day is, that's 30,000 a month.
Yeah.
If you play in games where people who play worse than you, you're always going to win. So that's the key, is game selection and money management. Something I never had up until a couple of years ago, and it's all about playing in the best game. It's not about playing in the biggest game. You want to play in a game where you're always going to win. And there's plenty of games like that. You just got to find them. And if you work full time and you have a career and then you play in those games part time after. Poker's a lot more fun when you're winning every day than when you're losing. And it doesn't matter what limit you're playing. Even if you're picking up 500 a day or 1,000 a day, or you don't need to make 10 or 20,000 a day. I mean, I used to think I needed to make 30,000 a day, but you don't need to make 30,000 a day. And like my life right now, without the stress in it, I mean, I made enough money during the COVID. I could sit home now. I don't have to play for 6 months. I could literally not have to play one hand of poker for 6 months, and I'm still going to be fine. And I've always, my whole life up until I got sick, I never had less than 100,000 in my name ever. And I played the biggest games. If I went broke, I borrowed from somebody, and but then things got tough after Black Friday, and all of a sudden people I used to be able to borrow as much as I want from, I couldn't borrow from anymore. So. It kind of humbles you a lot, and it makes you a better person. And I think I become a better person because of it. So.
Yeah, totally. Do you think when Doyle told you to like hop in the bigger games, like the 4-800, that he was almost trying to get you to come and play?
I thought about it many times. I thought about it many times. But when I was playing 4 and 8, he was always playing 1,000, 2,000. So.
Okay.
But I thought about it, like they saw all the money I was making, how cocky I was. And I said to myself, did they get me in bigger games so they could bust me? But I learned a lot from it. And I know when I play in the bigger games, I could compete with anybody, But I was telling David Baker yesterday or 2 days ago, I'm like, I don't have any interest in playing high limit poker anymore. I just don't. I'm happy. I want to make money. I don't care if I don't need to win or lose 20,000 a day. It's miserable. You walk by that 2-4,000 game in Bobby's room at the Bellagio, and every one of them have their heads in their hands. They look like they're going to fucking die. And I'm like, why do I want to, who wants to live a miserable life like that? And that's how I was. That's how I was when I was playing 4 and 8, 600, 1,200 every day. It's like, it's just not fun. I mean, if you win 50,000, you weren't even happy. But if you lost 50,000, you wanted to jump off a bridge. It's not what I want to do. So, I can handle the swings of poker because I've been around for 24 years, but But you know what? It's a tough lifestyle, man. You're young and you have a choice right now. And at your age, I'm giving you that choice. I'm telling you, you should go back to school and play poker.
Yeah.
You should play poker part-time. And once you get yourself through school and you get yourself a good job and you get settled in and you settle down, you have a family, then play poker and enjoy your life, man. Because playing poker full-time it's not a good lifestyle. It's just, you've seen it. You've done it for 3 years. You've seen how the downside of it, right? And you're young. Can you imagine the downside of it when you start playing high limit and you get older? You know, because once you've made that choice, there's no getting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm so worried about.
And you're young, dude. And I don't want to see you make that wrong choice. I do want to see you playing poker, and I do want to see you playing against me one day at the World Series. But I want to see you making the right choices in life. And I just think playing poker professionally is just probably not the right choice. This is my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think I'm like Artie. I've been looking into getting back into school and everything, and like I think it'll just be for sure and everything. Yeah. But just sorry to keep you on the phone.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Nice
I like helping people out. I like giving people advice. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and like I said, I'm very fortunate. I'm a great poker player. God gave me the ability to play poker. I see things people don't see. I've never run a sim in my life. I don't need to do any of that shit. I'm just good. But you know what? I also know that I don't want to go through I don't want to go through a big losing streak and losing everything again and nobody being there for me. You know, I have an injury that's still fucked. I still deal with severe pain, and being able to play full time is just not in the cards for me anymore. And if I was healthy, I'd probably play full time. But you know, I can't do it now, and so I've got to find other avenues. So, anyways, right. I think I got another call. I appreciate it.
I just had one more question. If you're fine, it'll take 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
How do you go from looking back and seeing oh my God, I used to have so much more money. How do you deal with that? Just being oh wow, I used to actually have $10 million more.
That took me many years to deal with. Especially after I got sick, you know, I blamed everybody. I played the victim, and in life, you can't play the victim. You must play the victor. If you play the victim and say, "Woe me, woe is me. Why did this happen to me? Oh, why is me? Why did they do this to me? Why did this guy set me up? Why did this happen to me?" You're never going to be anything in life, you know. And this is where you know, kind of like politics come in. It's like one side tells you, oh, you're the victim. You're born black, so you don't have as good a chance as the American dream. Well, that's bullshit. My dad told me I was born with no money. I didn't have money growing up. My dad told me you work hard in life. You can have anything you want in life, son, but you got to work hard at it. You can't play the victim. You got to work hard. If you work hard at anything in life, you will be successful. And you know what? It took me many years to think about all the money I used to have and I went through and how nobody was there for me. I mean, I fucking went through, I lost 4.2 million staking people. You know what I mean? I mean, just give me one of those $1 million back and I'd never have to work again the rest of my life. You know, but that's just the way it is. You know, you got to learn from your mistakes. And, you know, hopefully, you know, having this talk with me, it'll make you learn and maybe not make the same mistakes I've made. Because I've made a lot.
No, totally. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I really have been taking everything you're saying so hard.
I hope so.
Everything. I'm sorry to keep you on. Maybe this is just a BS call for you, and I can tell
it's all good, man.
I can look inside.
No, it's all good, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling, and thanks for listening to the Mouthpiece. And take care.
All right,
best
later,
of luck.
Man.
Peace.
Bye.
Another call. Yeah. How many more?
2 as of right now.
All right. Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Hello?
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Is Mike.
Hey, Mike. I know that you're such a big fan of CNN. I wonder if you just had a quick second here. If you could list your worst anchors. Okay, I got a little spreadsheet here.
So that's
Would you be willing to participate?
Yeah, absolutely. That's an easy one.
All right. So you got to basically pick your worst one out of the
Oh, come
brackets,
on.
okay?
It's not even
I got
close.
Jim Acosta or Dana Bash.
Oh, Acosta's worse than her.
Any particular reason? Just because you think he's annoying to Trump always gets so annoyed by him, right?
Because he just wants attention. He's not even a journalist. He's just he makes up shit for fucking clicks, and he's a narcissist. He's an idiot. I mean, Dana Bash, she's all right. I mean, she's just a fucking. She's
getting a little old. She's getting a little old on the eyes. That's my opinion on her.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she's okay.
Yeah.
We'll have you on the makeup there, but we got Kate Baldwin or Wolf Blitzer. Who annoys you the worst there?
Oh God!
Like, I don't mind Wolf, to tell you the truth.
Kate
he seems
Baldwin
like a straight shooter.
Or Wolf Blitzer. I mean, I like how he attacked Nancy the other day. I mean, but overall, most of the time he doesn't do it. I mean, when the fake news start attacking their own, you know they're in trouble. You know, so. Yeah, I mean, the other girls, neither one of those two really bother me, actually.
Okay. I mean, how about Erin Burnett? She's like on, I think 8 o'clock versus John Brennan, which is I think it's on at 5. Erin Burnett before or after the baby? Before she was kind of, she was
Erin Burnett, I don't watch that much CNN, but the worst is Don Lemon. He's just a fucking racist fucking hater. He just hates people. You know, I don't know. I mean, the CNN.
How about Chris? What about Chris Cuomo?
Well, Cuomo's just a phony. You know, I watch him. I watch Cuomo the last 2 nights because I have to figure out what I like to. Yeah, I tell people all the time, if you're on the right, you got to watch left-wing media, and if you're on the left, you got to watch right-wing media because you got to figure out what bullshit they're pushing, right? So I watched Cuomo yesterday to see what bullshit he was pushing, anytime I get through the hour without having to fucking fast forward, I mean, it usually means that they weren't completely anti-Trump for the day. I mean, but
is there anybody on there that you do like? Like one guy I do think's not half bad is that Shmurkanish guy on Saturdays at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, he's okay.
He seems like at least do both sides.
I don't know. I just think I think CNN is all fake news. I just think that they push a political agenda. They're not real journalists. At least on Fox, if you want to watch their lineup, they're opinion shows. Okay, they're listed as opinion shows. Like Wolf and Anderson Cooper and Cuomo and Don Lemon are listed as journalists. Those aren't journalists. Those are fucking political hacks. See what I'm saying? There's a big difference. You know.
Right. Yeah. Well, on Fox News, I mean, Hannity, he is, to me, opinion, though, right?
He's an opinion host. He's an opinion host. Laura's an opinion host. Tucker's an opinion host. The only anchors on Fox News is you got Bill Hemmer at 12. You got Chris Wallace on Sundays. You got Brett Baer at 3 o'clock, right? And you got Martha McCallum at 4 o'clock. Those are actual journalists that do news. Tucker, Hannity, and Laura are opinion shows. See, now if CNN... If they rated Don Lemon, Cuomo, and Anderson Cooper as opinion hosts, then I wouldn't care. But they're listed as journalists. They literally try and put what they spew out as literal facts when 99.9% of what they fucking put out are lies. They just make up shit.
But hold on, CNN has the best medical experts you'd ever see in the world, right?
Well, I mean, I used to be a Sanjay Gupta fan until he became political. I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, he went to the White House. He was talking about how good a job Trump was doing, and he was in coordinating with the White House. And then as soon as he said that, a week later, he was told all anti-Trump ever since because they told him, you can't be on this network praising the president for doing anything good. See what I'm trying to say? So I lost a lot of respect for him, and I really respected him a lot before he became another political hack. Because I mean, they know what's going on. They act like they know what the pandemic is, and they're still fucking. You turn on CNN right now, and they act like the pandemic is still March. That's how much they're putting you in fear. going into the election because they know it's a winning message.
A lot of the things, too, is like what they don't cover sometimes. I mean, both sides do, but what they don't cover says anything. Like, you wouldn't see anything about these Hunter Biden emails, right?
No,
like,
it's
not
like
even
the biggest
a story
in the world.
Or they don't even, like, address it.
There's been a total of, on ABC, NBC, CNN, and MSNBC, 9 minutes total to the Hunter Biden emails. And these emails have been verified from his computer. These are real emails. The guy's a fucking crook, okay? And it's not like, oh, these are just Russian disinformation. No, these are real, and they know it's going to hurt Biden. So they want let me tell you something. It's like Tucker said yesterday. Win or lose, no matter who wins or lose, whether Trump wins or loses the election, the American media has been exposed for the disgraceful bias and fucking and lies over and over and over again. And for that, unless they fix that, the country will always suffer. The country will suffer unless we get rid of these fucking corrupt media fucking organizations. That's the fact.
Exactly.
Yeah. Win or
all right,
lose.
that's all I had to say.
You got it, my man. Thanks for calling, man. And
all right.
And pray for our country every day, and no matter who wins. Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
Later.
Hello?
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Is Mike.
Hey, Mike, it's Mark. How you doing, brother?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Did I drop you?
No, I got you. What's up, man?
Oh, okay. Hey, I got a poker question for you.
Sure.
So, here we go. I was playing at a table. The guy to the right to me, no matter what, would always raise to like 150 every hand.
Mm-hmm.
So after a couple orbits, I just waited. I'm like, all right, he's going to go. I bumped it up to 300.
Okay.
He turned around, made it like 660. I think he made an off number.
So I
just jammed it.
And what'd you have?
Yeah, he did. I had pocket aces, so I just jammed it.
Okay.
So I was going in. He turns around and he just calls with a king 8 of diamonds. I ended up losing the hand. And I was just like, but there's nothing you could do in that situation, right?
When you went all in, how much more what'd you go all in for? How much total?
It ended up being he only had like 2,200.
He put where do I get in this game? Where are these games at? The people are putting 2,200 in with King 8 pre-flop.
Yeah, that was Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Oh my God, Iowa? Okay, I'm moving to Iowa. Iowa's Trump's country anyway, man. There's not as many liberals out there. I might have to go there. Wow, Iowa, huh? 2,200 pre-flop with King 8. How do I get? I want to play.
King 8. Suited.
Suited. Oh, I see. Suited. Yeah, I don't think I've ever called a double with King 8 in my life. Remember, I know I haven't, and I never will. But that's what game? What size game was that? 5-10 or how big was it?
Yeah, 5-10. But it kind of just
plays
like,
big, right? What do people open for? 50? People open for like 5x, 6x. People open for
everybody
like
was kind of opening it up for 100, 150.
Yeah. So it
didn't matter. But this guy was nothing but money. I ended up getting my money back anyways.
Wait a minute. Wait. I want what part of Iowa again? I need to go visit this place.
Council Bluffs, Iowa.
There you go, Council Bluffs, Iowa. That's my new. Let me go look up houses in Council Bluffs, Iowa today. Woohoo!
You'll probably find one for about 70 grand, brother.
I know, dude. I'm telling you, Middle America. I was looking. You could buy a house with 3.5 acres on a lake for like $500,000 with like a nice big modern house. I mean, it's amazing. Like, what am I living here in Las Vegas? It's not like the poker's that good out here. Fuck, poker sounds better in fucking Council Bluffs, Iowa than it does in Vegas. But yeah.
But there's nothing you can do in this situation when everybody just keeps on doing that, right? Just gotta keep on going and find the two.
Anytime you get your money in pre-flop with 2 aces, There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do, okay? I mean, just let me get my money in, all in pre-flop with aces every hand the rest of my life. And then we'll go from there. You know? Anytime I get it in pre-flop with aces, let's go. You know? I'm 4-1 favorite over any two cards. You know? Anytime I get my money in 4-1 favorite I want, let's go. So...
Yeah, you gotta love the fish like that, though, bro. Even though I lost that hand, I ended up cashing out on the night. So it was just one of those things, you know.
What is it? A casino you playing?
But it does drive me crazy.
Is it a casino you playing down there?
Yeah, it was at a casino.
What's it called? What's the casino name? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
The Horseshoe.
Oh, the Horseshoe. Oh, in Iowa. Okay, cool. Well, I wish you best of luck, and keep playing in games where people are putting in 2,200 with King 8, and you're going to be a very wealthy man. That's all I got to say.
Hey, one more thing.
Sure.
As I drive through the United States, now back in 2016, I seen Trump signs everywhere. I'm seeing more Trump signs now than I did.
That's what everybody's telling me. This is what everybody's telling me.
I'm seeing it in, like, Detroit. I was in Detroit last week.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it in upstate New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I'm seeing it in different places.
I'm telling you, I think a month ago I didn't think Trump was going to win. A week ago I didn't think Trump was going to win. There's been a lot of people that have called in the show or DM'd me and told me the exact same thing. And you look at these rallies, I mean, they're getting 20,000 people out to an airport hangar in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? I just see the momentum is behind him, and the Democrats, they're all afraid to go outside. Their own people, all their fake news has scared them to death to go out. And the Republicans, they just want to go out. They want to live their lives. You know, one side has you in fear, the other side has you. You know, you can only fear somebody. I mean, you turn on CNN, they act like it's March, and you're going to die if you go outside from COVID. It's a fucking joke. But anyway.
Yeah, it is. Hey, one more thing. What do you think about Amy Coney Barrett?
I think she's amazing. I think she's the best pick I've ever seen, to be honest with you. You know.
Yeah.
But,
I did the pump of the fist. I'm kind of hoping we can get Roe v. Wade overturned. But I am worried if Joe Biden wins, they stack the court, and then we're going to start all over again, you know?
Well, you know, they'd have to, if we hold the Senate, it doesn't make a difference what Joe Biden does. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So whether Trump wins or loses, the only thing you should be pulling for is that the Republicans hold the Senate. That's the most important thing in the world. That's the only thing that matters, is the Republicans hold the Senate. So. Wow, the Rays just took a 2-0 lead
but,
in the bottom of the
up
first.
There at the Bellagio,
yep.
I kind of poked my head in there, and they were playing in Barry's room. But those games seem like they break out. I think Matt Berkeley was there that night when I poked my head in there. And it just seems like the games don't play for hours on end. It seems like
they go for about,
out of there in about 5-6 hours.
Yeah, they go for 5-6 hours. And they play, you know, sometimes they go longer if they're playing really, like, nosebleed, but yeah, they don't last that long. They go for about 5 hours a day. So, and most of them.
Hey, what was the name of your book so I can order it on Amazon? Is it on Amazon?
Oh yeah. It's called Check Raising the Devil.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. I ain't gonna keep you. Have a great week and be safe.
You too, man. Take care. Peace.
All right, brother.
Later. One more. Let's go. The Rays with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. Let's see who hit it. Did the Cuban guy hit it? Yep, the Cuban guy hit it again, a Rosarina. Wow.
Mikey.
What's up? Welcome to Mouthpiece. Is Mike. What's going on, man?
Doing okay, man. Your last caller made me want to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
One, you were giving him crap about the King 8, about these people putting all this money on the King 8.
Yep.
I remember distinctly you busting Todd Brunson's aces on season 2 of High Stakes with the King 8. So maybe not get so high and mighty about the King 8, Mr.
I must have been in the big blind and probably defended. Okay, that would probably. I do not really believe I've actually ever called a cold raise with King 8 in my entire life. Now, I'm not saying I haven't. I just don't remember if I have. You know. Now I've defended my big.
I didn't have time to dig up the archives. I think it might have been you opened and he 3-bet and you decided to flat. Then you flopped the king. You know, check call flop, check call turn, and you spike an 8 on the river. And
Yeah, I mean, I've open raised. I mean, let's just say I'm in the cutoff. I'll raise the king 8 suited, and then he 3-bets me, and I think that he's just, you know, that he's weak, and I might call, and I mean that's happened before, but I don't think I've ever somebody open raised and I've called with king 8 suited. I mean,
no, because you're a good player, and that's not how it works.
That's
I understand.
All, you know, so,
I was just giving you a little crap because I remember you playing king 8 way like 15 years ago.
It's all good.
You also said that Trump is getting $20K out to an airplane hangar out in the middle of nowhere, and that middle of nowhere is where I went to high school. It's actually not a bad place, but I saw that rally.
Which one?
And,
the one in Michigan, or which one?
The one it was in Greenville, North Carolina. He had a lot of people.
That was 2 days ago. Yeah, I saw that.
That was a few days ago. Yeah. And I lived there for 4 years. It's a nice little town, but it's actually gotten a lot bigger now.
Here's what I want. Here's a question for you. Maybe you can answer this. Like, I know that Trump's going, so he keeps going to different parts of Florida and landing, and like, I didn't know there's that many airfields that'll land a 747. Oh, that's right. He's not taking the 747. He's taking the smaller plane. Never mind. Because I kept wondering, yeah, because I was thinking, I know these little airfields. How do they land the 747? But then I realized that they have the small little Air Force 2 is pretty small. So I guess they can land it.
I can tell you, he's definitely not taking the full Air Force 1 because I like that airfield in Greenville where he had his rally a couple days ago.
Right.
Not a huge place.
Right.
And I was wondering how the hell Air Force 1 was going to fit there, but clearly it wasn't Air Force 1.
Right. So the smaller plane is landing. But,
yeah, man.
But even the smaller plane is still a big jet. It's still hard to land on those runways, you would think, you know?
Well, I would think so. It's probably not easy to do, but he's also got some of the best people in the world in the cockpit.
Of course,
so they can do it. They can get it done. Did you watch the hearings at all with Amy Coney Barrett, man?
I did.
See any of that?
I did. I watched a lot of it.
After a while, I understand that was the only real play they had was to bring out all these sob stories.
Yeah.
And talk about the Affordable Care Act. It just got so tiresome.
But because it's all bullshit. Because see, in the real world, everybody knows that Obamacare was the biggest job killer of all time. I mean, people would hire somebody. By 27th day, when the individual mandate and they have to pay for it, they would fire that person, right? Obamacare drove up the price of health insurance by like 5x, you know? So they're trying to hold on by using the fake news of, 20 million people are going to be out of insurance. The rest of the country know. The only people that don't know that Obamacare is a scam are like the very poor people that the Democrats fucking use as pawns, okay? Like, even like when I told Daniel was pushing the Affordable Care Act in 2016, right? And I said to Daniel, what, are you using the Affordable Care Act, Daniel? Well, I don't know. I go, I pay $800 a month for my insurance. What do you pay? I don't know. My assistant pays for it. Well, exactly.
My third assistant handles that.
Exactly, Daniel. I'm like, I want every one of these people who are anti-Trump, let them use Obamacare as their insurance, and let's see if they stick with it. Okay.
In other words, capitalism.
They want to push talking points on other people, but none of them want to use Obamacare is for very poor people that don't have anything. Okay, but it hurt the economy. It hurt regular people. You know, and then they start throwing the shit out that, they take away Obamacare, kind of like when Jimmy Kimmel's like, my baby boy would have died if it wasn't for Obamacare. Bullshit.
Right.
It's against the law. They have, whether you have insurance or not, they have to save your life. So when they peddle lies, you have to expose them. You see what I'm saying? There is not one person in the world who gets sick that goes into a hospital that is going to be denied care and life-saving treatment. It's against the law. So all the bullshit that they put out is just fucking lie after fucking lie after fucking lie. That's all. Educate. That's why I tell people, educate yourself. Don't just fucking push left-wing talking points. Educate yourself. You know, I watch this guy, Ice Cube. He's educating himself. This guy's been anti-Trump for 3.5 years. And now he's educated himself. And he's realized that everything the Democrats stand for are a bunch of race-baiting, lying motherfuckers that all they care about is power.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And now he had to find out when he said, when he brought the contract with Black America to both parties, one party told him, well, we'll address it after the election. And Trump said, we'll address it now. Okay? Because he wants to earn their vote. He don't want people to sit there and say, the Democrats are like, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. We'll keep you in. But the thing is you can't have equality. What will the Democrats do for Black America? What they'll do is they'll keep giving them welfare. They'll keep them down. They'll keep them on the plantation where they have complete control of their lives. There's no equality when you vote Democrat. If you want to be successful in life, you can't have welfare. You need to have education, which Trump is for what's it called? Education for school choice. Okay, he wants you, the Black America, and be able to go to school of your choice instead of them dog shit schools in the ghetto where 15% are math efficient. So everything I tell people all the time, everything the Democrats say the Republicans are doing is what they're doing. And that's the bottom line.
Oh, I know.
And as much as I don't like Trump as a person, okay, I don't like the things he says and does, his policies are what matters. Okay, policies are what changes people's lives, not the fucking person's, not the person's, the way he talks to people. Okay, would I rather have Trump be a nice guy that got things done? Yeah, but we had that with Obama. Obama was the nicest guy in the world that got nothing done, So,
he got bad things done.
Right. So you have to ask yourself, what's going to help the country? You care about whether Trump's mean or do you care about whether he gets shit done? You know what I mean? Now, I was way more vested in 2016 because I didn't know any better. And I really want Trump to win. But if Trump doesn't win, it's not like the end of the world to me. I won't be upset, I think Biden's a nice man. I think he's corrupt, but he's not a fucking cunt like fucking Hillary Clinton. He's not evil. He like one thing they'll never say about Joe Biden is he didn't kill lots of people to get power. Okay, he might have stole lots of money to enrich himself, but he didn't kill people. I mean, I truly believe that at least half those people she was accused of being involved with killing, she had killed. I do. I believe that. I believe she was pure fucking evil. Now, do I believe that? I believe Kamala Harris is pure evil too, and it worries me that if Biden
the problem is that she will be president within 6 months if he wins. That's the problem.
Exactly, and I know I got fucking 10,000 bet with Helmuth that says he will not be the president within 1 year of inauguration if he wins, and I also took 20-1 that if he wins he won't even be inaugurated on that she will. So
I like your side on both of those.
Yeah. So, anyways, I got other calls, man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I understand. 30 seconds. What do you think about all this recent Hunter Biden's laptop stuff?
They're all true. That's why the media's fucking won't show it because it's going to hurt. That's how corrupt our media is. Like
some of this stuff is incredible.
It's like Tucker said yesterday. It's all proven true. It is from his laptop. It are his emails. He's a fucking. They're corrupt as can be, but it doesn't matter because you have the fake news that won't allow anything negative to come out about Biden. It's not. We are living. Yep. We are going to be at civil war unless we get rid of this fucking corrupt media. That's the bottom line. The media is corrupt. Period. Period.
Burn it down.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care, sir.
Later.
Bye.
2-0. Or Rizarina hit another 2-run homer. The guy's on fire.
Oh, this is Brad.
Yeah, what's up, man? Welcome to Mouthpiece. What's going on? With Mike.
Not much. I thought I'd chime in and talk about Trump and all that shit and how he recovered so fast. Retired pharmacist, all that shit.
Yeah.
Longtime fan of the Mike, the Mouth, and thought I'd throw in my 2 cents.
Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, I was, a lot of, like Trump came out of this thing, in a few days,
Right.
It just took him a few days to come out of it, and I'm a pharmacist by trade.
Okay.
I retired, all that shit.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm kind of off the streets. I was a bad guy, always in trouble. I had 2 of my friends and a black guy told me I got to shape up and get out of trouble. So I ended up going to pharmacy school. And
I'm glad you
those
did.
Two guys, 2 Jews and a black guy, basically saved my ass.
That's awesome, man. Good to hear. So what's your opinion
on
this?
I'm nothing big, but I'm a big fan of poker. I like you. I've told a lot of people down in Florida. I said, Mike Mattisow's got a brain on him. I said, you ought to see this guy. I mean, he needs to go to Fox News Network and start his stuff over there. You know what I mean? Get rid of Chris Wallace and put that guy in, and you'd have a deal.
Well,
But anyway, here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
He hates Trump. It's pretty obvious. I mean, he came out yesterday and was saying something negative about the Hunter Biden stories, like when he knows they're fucking true. But I mean, he just likes Trump so much too. So you can't be.
Yeah.
If you're a journalist, you have to be politically neutral. You can't hit one person over the head with because you don't like them, and throw softball questions to the other person. So. But go ahead, man. So
here's what I'm going to say. Long time, I've been doing this for years because, working in a pharmacy, they come in the store all the time. They got the flu. They're sick as shit. And, and studying this shit over the years, they always come to me. What are you going to do? So I read up on it, talked to a few doctors and all that shit. And the reason Trump came out of that thing so quickly is because they said this publicly. They gave them vitamin D and zinc, and they did all the other shit too.
Mm-hmm.
But that vitamin D and zinc, vitamin D, when you up your levels, and you're sitting really low, like under 10 nanograms per milliliter, and you up it to 50 or 60, you're not going to get sick.
Yeah, it's like
and it deals with your innate immunity. And the government, Fauci, and all these guys, they don't want to talk about innate immunity.
You're
they
right.
hide it.
Yeah, and if you follow, I think it's Dr. Shiva is his name, the one that's running against Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts. He's been saying this since the pandemic came out. It's all about vitamin D and vitamins and nutrients. He goes, we don't need anything else.
Oh, yeah,
he goes, lockdowns are going to destroy the country.
Yeah, and another issue they don't bring up is the homocysteine levels of people in Europe. Homocysteine, which is otherwise known as the H factor, they measure that. If it's a high level, they know you're susceptible to illness, sicknesses, and all that. In Europe, they follow that parameter pretty heavy, especially in Germany. But in this country, CDC says, "Hey, fuck your homocysteine levels. That don't mean shit in this country."
Right.
And so they don't monitor that. They don't monitor vitamin D. 75% of the population's low in vitamin D. When you're at that level, you're going to get sick. And what you're going to do is you're going to spread it too.
And then, listen, another thing is they want to give the illusion that the virus is running rampant until November 4th. And as soon as November 4th over, you're going to watch it. The media is going to completely pivot, win or lose, on the virus. Okay, this is their winning message to not get Trump out of office. I mean, it's just so blatantly obvious. I mean, you turn on CNN today and you think it's March and everybody's gonna die from COVID. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke.
Did you see that thing on NBC with that Savannah Guthrie?
Oh my God, what a fucking political hack.
Can you believe that shit? And you know what they're doing is they're pulling the O.J. Simpson thing because they caught Mark Furman, saying the N-word. He said he didn't say the N-word, and they get him on a recording where he said it. And once they found that out, that trial was over. O.J. is going to go free.
Right, 100%.
Just over the race card. So they go, well, what works for O.J. is going to work for us.
Yeah, they just keep throwing
the fucking. What I mean?
The guys denounced white supremacy 150 times, yet they keep bringing it up, right? It's just they're just
exactly.
These are sick people, man. They can't. They have nothing to run on. They don't have any policy. There's not one thing policy the Dems are pushing forward that's going to make the American people's lives better. Not one. Trump pushes fucking hundreds of policies forward that help the American people. I just don't even understand.
And then you have, and all they do now, not only are they fake news, they hide the news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This fucking Hunter Biden story is real. The emails have been verified, and they are suppressing it all over social media and all over regular news because they know it's going to hurt Biden. I mean, this is a country. This is not a free country. This is fucking North Korea we're living in, and this is why. And God forbid this happens. If Trump loses, we are going to see civil war because you know what? Everybody knows how corrupt the media is. And it won't be civil war against people. It'll be civil war against the media, okay? Because the media has been complicit and have lied and lied and lied to take Trump out. You know what I mean? And if they were honest... If they were honest and listen, there are a lot of things Trump says and does I disagree with. Yes, there's a lot. Okay, but if they were honest, instead of 92% negative, okay, 92% and every single thing they said on every newscast for 3.5 years has been 92% negative. We cannot live with a press in this country that fucking is that biased against one party. Can't happen. Can't happen.
Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Let me just end with this. What I did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was on I was on AOL, you know, and they had this article on there. So I was just, I thought I was getting censored, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was there was an article about Trump, and so what I did was I put, to see if it go through. I said, so I put on there, Trump is a racist. And the thing went through, and so my next comment was Joe Biden and Robert Byrd and the Democrat Party represent the Ku Klux Klan are racist.
Yeah.
And boy, did they censor that thing.
Exactly.
They censored that one.
And I have a friend who's a liberal, right? We talk politics every day, and she doesn't like Trump. But she admits that he's done a lot of good things. In other words, she's not a complete fucking brainwashed liberal. I mean, the reason why she hates Trump and the Republicans more than anything is she's very big with their environment. And she feels that Trump's been weak on the environment. And in all fairness, he has been weak on the environment. And the Republicans are weak on the environment. Okay? But I also believe that most of climate change bullshit is all political anyways. So
I got another thing. I thought I was going to end, but look, the other thing is this green tech stuff is I'm involved in a lawsuit against a green tech company.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can't say who they are.
Yeah.
But anyway, Solyndra was a big solo thing under Obama that went under. There was another one, Fisker, which it was a car company,
right?
And they went under. And what these guys do is they go along, Solyndra, Fisker, and these windmills, is they collect subsidies from the government. They're not cheaper than the other things,
right,
like gas cars and electricity. Right. They're not cheaper. They're comparable because they get subsidies from the government.
Right.
And what they do is they extend these subsidies over not just like a year or two, but they extend them over 16, 20, 30 years. And over the long run, these green tech companies are able to extract, they say, the one guy told me, he said they're able to extract $2 trillion a year just off the subsidies. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but they extract a lot of money off the green techs. It's like the defense industry when they used to, get their graft.
Yeah.
That's how the green techs will get their money, is they go into the government and say, well, we're not quite there yet, as cheap as electricity, give us subsidies, and they'll carry those motherfuckers on for 30, 40 years. I guarantee you that.
The funny part is like they want to sit there and say, it's global climate change and the planet's on fire and we're breaking all these records for hottest day ever. Okay, well let's just go back. Let's go back to 1850, 170 years ago. Okay, they weren't even keeping track of weather. So what I'm trying to say is, just because it's heating up and breaking records right now, the Earth has gone through ice ages and huge warm climate changes over billions of years. You could just look at in the ice that could find that, right? Like, I talked to this one lady who's a climatologist, and if you look at the ice that's on the glaciers at 300 billion years old, there was 5 times more carbon dioxide 300 billion years ago than there is now. There wasn't no cars on the road then. It's all fucking a scam, man. I mean, even if it's
they're just trying to get the Democrats are trying to get in there because they know they can barter for those subsidies with these green tech companies.
Of course, man. It's all about money. It's everything's about. We have the most corrupt fucking. I hate our government's so corrupt. These people are so corrupt. And then don't think the GOP is so perfect. They're fucking just as corrupt too. But I'd say it before.
Oh yeah.
I really believe. I think that the Democrats are evil and the Republicans are a bunch of criminals. And I'd rather have a bunch of thieves than a bunch of fucking evil people. So that's
exactly. I'm with you there.
That's how I pick my side. But. You know, I pray Trump wins. If he doesn't, it won't be the end of the world. Just pray we at least hold on to the Senate if he doesn't win. So we'll see what happens, you know. And
okay.
I appreciate you calling, and God bless you, and have a great weekend.
All right, you take care. I'll run into you later.
You got it.
Bye.
Peace. Later. All right.
And ask this guy if he is.
He is what?
Hello.
Yo, welcome to Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
And this is Rod. You know,
okay.
How you doing today? I'm the guy that kind of got on you about your little ace play and the big blind the other day.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, hey man. Hey, you check the charts. I mean, I am not a strictly mathematician. I am a economist by degree, BS degree that I received like 15 years ago. Ain't worthless. But game theory is real. It's not strictly math like you think. It's more like, you know, math trying to apply it to game theory. You should look into it. It's not all math. Right. It's more like the prisoner's dilemma, you know, like end game theory and stuff like that. But you got to look into it. But anyway, I digress. Who do you think is going to win in this heads-up challenge between your communist sympathizer, Dean Haig's buddy, and Doug Polk the jerk?
Communist sympathizer. I love it. I honestly think that Daniel's got a good chance to win, and I think the price, if you can get 4 or 5 to 1, I think I would definitely bet on Daniel. I think that I'm hoping Phil wins. I don't think Phil's going to win the third match, only because I know Antonio's going to put a lot of work in and studying, and Phil doesn't like to put work in. He just wants to tell everyone he's the best. And in poker, you got to put the work in to be successful. And Phil has a lot of flaws, and if you study the tape, you're going to find them. And I know Antonio will find them. And I've told Phil that he gets mad at me when I tell him, just study the tape. He goes, don't tell me how to play no limit hold'em. I'm 10 times better player than you. Okay, but he's not. Okay, he's not 10 times a better player.
I think he might be studying the tape. But come on, Mike, you can't not study tape. He likes to look at himself, you know?
I know. That's his problem. Yeah. And egos will break you, cards will make you, and if you're going to just think you're going to beat Antonio without studying the tape, and he's going to you know that Antonio is going to dissect all 4 hours or whatever 5 hours they played. He's going to watch it over and over and over, and he's going to look to pick up things on Phil, and Phil has a lot of tells, and he's going to pick them up on him, and he's not going to make the mistakes he made. And unless Phil studies those tapes and sees things on himself, and he studies them hard, Phil will lose, you know. And I'm hoping Phil wins.
I think that Antonio's going to lose that. I think once you've lost 2 in a row, you're going to win 3. You're going to lose 3 in a row.
Well, that's what the one guy called in just now.
Yeah,
the one guy who just called in said and he's right. This is one thing where he is right. Is momentum is big in poker. And Phil's playing with confidence.
I'm watching right now. I'm watching the UFC. Ortega is piecing up the Korean Zombie just like Yair Rodriguez. He even hit him with that reverse elbow that knocked him out with Yair.
Yeah.
So, like, he got caught by that again. So, Antonio is going to get caught by that reverse elbow by Phil.
Well, I hope
and
so.
Get KO'd.
I mean, I want Phil to win.
But,
there's no, I'm like 99.999% pulling for Phil, if not 100%. But I just hope that his lack of preparation doesn't fuck him. That's all.
Who do you got tonight? Lomachenko? You got any money on the Lomachenko fight?
I don't. I'm going to watch the fight. I don't have it. But I know the other guy's a pretty big favorite. Lomachenko's like what? Like 4-1 favorite. But I'll
3-1 right now. The money's coming down on the other guy.
Yeah,
like the
I'm gonna watch it and we'll see what happens. It should be fun to watch. So
I think it'll be a good fight. I think Lomachenko's gonna get rocked tonight. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna be a lot closer than they think it is. I'll agree with you there.
Well, I think if Lomachenko gets rocked, it'll be the first time in his life he does, and we'll see how he reacts. It's always like they say, you got to plan until you get hurt, get knocked out, right?
Exactly.
Everybody got to plan, game plan.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened to Antonio, and that's why I don't think he's going to win.
I hope you're right.
Doug Polk put too much pressure on his dumb self, and he's already exposed himself for he takes charge, like he's like playing some kind of like blackjack instead of poker.
I just don't know why they don't play live like Antonio's playing Phil live. The banter would be unbelievable because Polk can't win playing live.
Because if you look at Doug Polk, he's a dog in all his live events. If you get all his buy-ins and stuff, he's like a very big dog.
No, I agree.
Live, you don't have access to charts.
No, I agree with you. Man. All right, man. I appreciate the call. Have a great weekend, and God bless you, man.
You too, man.
All right, man. Take care. Peace. All right. Well, now we're gonna pick of the week. It's the pick of the week. Starting off 2-0. I've now lost 3 straight. Last week, I never had a chance. Looked good to start. Kyle Allen took the Redskins right down for a touchdown. Then he got injured, and Alex Smith ain't played in 2.5 years. He looked the part. I don't think anything would have made a difference anyways. I just had the wrong side there. I feel the 2 weeks before I had the right side and lost. So we are 2-3. I've literally lowered my choices between the Eagles plus 7.5 and the Patriots minus 8.5. The Eagles, they played Pittsburgh really good last week, even though they got down big. They're getting more than a touchdown, 7.5 at home. I think Baltimore's got a tough game. I think they might even have the Steelers on deck. I have to go look at that. So I'm debating between the Eagles and New England, and I'm going to do something I never ever do in pro football, and especially when there's no crowd noise. I'm going to lay 8.5 with the Patriots as my pick of the week. And the reason why I'm doing this is the Patriots lost the game in Seattle where, the play call at the end was terrible. They could have easily won that game, and that would have had them at 3-1 instead of 2-2. The game against Kansas City, if Cam Newton was there, there's no way Kansas City wins that game. Kansas City didn't even get they had 6 points with a minute to go in the third quarter. That's how fucking great the defense is. New England is. I think Cam Newton is an MVP candidate right now, playing great. Denver is literally on their third string quarterback. I think the Patriots beat Denver, and they beat them pretty handily. I'm gonna lay the 8.5 as my pick of the week. I hope it doesn't come Philadelphia and not New England. But those are the two I'm leaning towards. Is New England pick of the week minus 8.5 over Denver. They've had week and a half off now. I think something like that. Yeah, over a week and a half. So I think maybe even 2 weeks. I think it's almost coming off a bye. So yeah, I like Belichick here. That's my pick of the week. See if we can get back to 500. There's a lot of games I like. I think the Jets getting 7.5. Miami coming off that big win over the 49ers. I just don't know if Miami's good enough to lay more than a touchdown. I know the Jets are terrible, but that's another one I like. But who knows? No, I'm sticking with New England, laying the 8.5. That's my pick of the week. So we'll see what happens. See if we can get to 3-3 for the year. That's about it. Another episode of Mouthpiece is up. We'll see you all next Friday, right after the debates. We'll talk about the debates. We'll talk about the World Series. Hopefully my Dodgers are going to be there. And we'll see what happens. They've already cost me money. I'm kind of pissed. Everybody have a safe week, a great weekend. And that's about it, man. Take care.